Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and today we're going to continue Sting, the Scorpion Man. Chapter 3, The Battle by the Lake. How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. Let me turn down the music. It's always a bit loud. Battle by the Lake. Don't come any closer, Tom ordered, pointing his blade at the creature in front of him. Seth gave a ghastly chuckle. His long tail reared high in the air, ready to strike. "Tom!" Elenna gasped, staring up. "Look!" Tom followed her gaze. Something was gleaming at the tip of Seth's tail, a purple jewel. Instinctively, Tom touched the belt he wore around his waist. A belt already decorated with 5 jewels, each token from the beasts of Gorgonia. If Seth had a jewel, it could only mean one thing. "Seth's an evil beast now," Tom whispered to Elenna. "The last one we must defeat." "Enough talking," Seth roared, lunging at them. Elenna dived away, while Tom dodged to one side. He found himself next to the black lake that lay beside the path, and heard a rush of air as Elenna released her arrow. But the shaft bounced harmlessly off Seth's scaly tail. Seth swung his sword above his head and sprung towards Tom. He moved so fast that Tom had to use the magical power of the golden boots to leap into the air and avoid the vicious blade. The tip of Seth's sword missed Tom's stomach by a whisker. The momentum of Seth's attack carried him to the edge of the lake, where he teetered for a moment on the bank, desperately struggling to stay upright. Then he looked down at his reflection in the black water, and Tom saw his face sag in horror. "I'm hideous!" Seth screamed in despair, falling to the ground, away from his reflection. Tom felt a surge of pity for the vile creature in front of him, but there were no words that could possibly comfort him. Tom turned and joined Elenna, who was standing with Storm and Silver. As he did so, a swirling red cloud dropped out of the sky and surrounded them. A tall wizard in dark green robes stepped out of the scarlet mist. "Malvel," Tom gasped. The dark wizard inclined his head. "The young hero," he said, a thin smile spreading across his face. "I knew your good heart would get you into trouble one day." Tom realized now that this was all part of Malvel's plan. The wizard had known he would try to help the injured Seth. Angrily, Tom leveled his sword at him, ready to do battle. But with a wave of one thin hand, Malvel placed a shimmering magical barrier in front of himself and Seth. Growling furiously, Silver hurled himself at the barrier. But he bounced off the magical shield with a yelp, almost as if he had been burnt by fire. "I beg you, Melville," Seth sobbed, collapsing before the wizard. "Turn me back to how I was." Tom saw the wizard look coldly at his servant. "Stop sniveling," Melville commanded. "This is your punishment for failing me so many times. You are no longer Seth, but shall be called Sting, the Scorpion Man. And I command you, beast, to go to the western city of Gorgonia and guard Arcta, the mountain giant, there." Sting bowed his head in defeat. Melville conjured a shining red orb from the air, which posed and grew in his hand. Then he threw it at Sting, imprisoning the new beast in its blood-red heart. Muttering in the language that Tom didn't understand, Melville clapped his hands together 3 times, and the giant red orb rose into the air, and with a flick of his long, bony finger, Melville sent it west, towards the mountains. In an instant, the orb was out of sight. Here is Melville stepping out of the portal. And here is Melville with Sting. And let's continue. Let me just drink real quick. The western city. Tom gazed at the mountains on the horizon, committing them to his magical super memory, a power he had won when he defeated Narga, the sea monster. The orb may have flown too fast for him to follow its exact path, but Tom felt sure that the western city lies somewhere in those mountains. He was torn from his thoughts by Melville's cruel and cackling laughter. "I knew what you are planning," sneered the evil wizard. "But don't bother to follow Sting. There is no way that you will ever find Arcta." With a final screech of laughter, Melville wrapped himself in red mist and disappeared. "He's wrong," Tom told Elenna furiously, pulling himself into Storm's saddle. "We will find Arcta and we will get him home." Elenna nodded, looking as determined as Tom felt. Silver nosed around her feet as she picked up the arrow she had fired at Sting. She then slung her bow over her shoulder and climbed into the saddle. Tom gazed to the west, where 2 beasts, one good and one bad, awaited them. "We're coming, Arcta," he whispered, "and we will never stop looking for you. Not while there's blood in my veins." That was chapter 3. I need to see the chapter's name. The Battle by the Lake. Well, Melville is it Melville or Marvel? Marvel? I have no idea. I think it's Marvel. But yeah. Hope you like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Beast Quest videos. And I will see you on Thursday. Yeah, hit your nose. Well, bye-bye, everybody.